Hey everybody, it's Rob here. The Quill Volley Spiritborn build that we all played in Season 6 when Vessel of Hatred Spiritborn came out is coming back with a bang. They have significantly buffed this build and it's benefiting. I think it's probably the build that benefits the most from the Chaos perks, making it absolutely incredible. I was able to do a pit 122 on the PTR. The footage that you can see here is before they even buffed it. So this build is going to clear way past pit 124. And you see here trillions of damage and is one of the best builds of the entire season. And this is also a safe bet to play because this build has already been explored. It's like the old meta, but it's still like very, very strong and like now buffed tremendously. So this build can hit up to tens of trillions of damage before the buffs. And I would not be surprised to see this build hitting for maybe even up to 100 trillion in the injured journey here from the Jaguar main procs. We are playing, you see here 22 trillion right there. And there's multiple of these procs because we proc the Jaguar Hall so frequently with this. I'm going to show you like the full 120 clear that I did here. I unfortunately did not record the 122, but believe me, I cleared it and it's getting about like 5 tiers buffs or something. So this is going to be like 125, 127, maybe even scratching 130. You see they're at 20 trillion again. And even the boss fight, if I'm going like a bit ahead here, I'm quickly going to show you the boss fight and then we'll talk about the planner. So you see here, even the boss fight, like how we melt this boss, like watch this burst here when it's getting staggered. And we're using the Jaguar. And you can also use the ape here, but I was using the Jaguar. And here, like the trillion numbers, man, they just fly. Like there's like a bunch of them happening every second and you're hitting like a machine gun. Bam, 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 bam. This is like insanely powerful, guys. There's many different ways to play this. Let me show you here the full planner. This is basically like a speed run in that tier already. So we are playing the Rod of KEPELEKE. And for those of you who played this build, there's going to be many familiarities in Season 6. So we are now combining it all with the Chaos powers. We are playing Rod of KEPELEKE. We are playing the Banished Lord Talisman, making it the orange Spiritborn. And we are also playing the Sepan Sontek. So we are basically playing triple weapon, plus then another weapon equipped for 4 two-handed weapons, giving us this crazy, crazy multiplier. And we are also playing the rebounding aspect, making our Jaguar Hall proc like crazy, crazy. And this is proccing for tens of trillions all the time. Then we are playing Beast Cornered here, giving us all the resources back, so we don't need the Midnight Hunt. Before, people were playing this ring here, and we lost the damage multiplier, but we don't need to do this thanks to the Beast Cornered giving us 30% of the resources back. And then we combine this with the Ravager also giving us 30% resources back, plus Shroud of False Death and Reinforced Scourge giving us resources back as well. It's very important to hit 275 resources to always overpower every hit. And then based on that, we are doing the Jaguar Hall, which has actually been buffed. There's been some double dipping nerfs, but the baseline Jaguar has been buffed from 15 to 20%. And then we are also rocking a ton of different multipliers here, playing Ebevaka, giving us many, many different tags and many, many damage buffs. And yeah, here Sepan Sontek, guys, since KEPELEKE is transforming our Quill Volley into a core skill, we are also getting the Sepan Sontek buff, double damage, and another 144x here, going completely crazy. Redirected force, rebounding aspect, adaptability, also scaling with resources, same for the KEPELEKE, so we're double scaling. And then we are rocking Starless Sky, combined with Craze Brew, giving us resource cost reduction, which basically counts as a separate multiplier for KEPELEKE builds, going completely crazy attack speed, and is a separate multiplier again. Merit Guard giving us a ton of barrier here with POC Q. We spend our resources every hit. You can't even see it in this footage because we do attack so fast that you can't even see it. Like, but our resources actually like jumping up and down all the time here. And this allows us to like do this crazy amounts of damage and absolutely blast the boss. We did like a 10-minute run here on pit 120, and this is getting double damage on top of this, what you see in this clear. So this might be a build that's reaching 130 here, way in S++ tier. And then we're rocking Alacrity, giving us a 30% attack speed buff as well. And Resource Elixir, and then we're rocking Jaguar Hall for the crazy procs and Centipede to get extra bonus from Ebevaka. So we are having Eagle tech, we are having Jaguar tech, and we are having Centipede tech, thanks to Ebevaka. And that unlocks a crazy multipliers that we also get with the Shroud of the False Death. So skill tree looks like this. We max Quill Volley advantageous Quill Volley, giving us more damage, and it has a crazy synergy with the rebounding aspect, making our damage like crazy. We're rocking balance, we're rocking follow through. You can put some more points in vigorous if you need more resource cost. You should generate 100% of your resource on every hit, just like the Season 6 build. Vortex to pull in the enemies. Then we have all the multipliers, Revenger for resources. We have the Armored Hide for unstoppable perma damage reduction. We are able to keep this permanently thanks to the Prodigy's Tempo. This works really well. And then we just have like a bunch of multipliers, Scourge for resources and multiplicative damage. And then we have all the passives because we get all the tags. And we have all the ultimates here. And very important here to max the Spiritual Attunement to get the max vigor here on top of this. And then we can play the Hunter. Instead of the Hunter, you can also play the Protector. I haven't tested this yet. The Hunter is very important though, because it also fills your Ferocity, which gives you even more attack speed. And your Ferocity also allows Furnace to have a very, very strong effect. We will have to test this. The Ape also got crazy buff, so you can also play this with Ape or Hunter, we'll see. But then you're going to miss the Ferocity stacks. And then we play Prodigy's Tempo. Paragon, very straightforward. Spirit in the starter board, Sapping. Very important here, Revenge to have here as a multiplier next to all the resources for even more resources, because we're double dipping with the resources, KEPELEKE and the Adaptability Amulet. And we are proccing this Thorns thanks to our Shroud, giving us a passive point. And then basically we have 1 point in Bastion from the Shroud of the False Death, proccing the Thorns consistently all the time. Then we have a Viscous Shield here. They also ultra buffed this to now 66%. Again, we have the barrier from the POC Q rune. Then we are rocking Kenny here. We are rocking Headhunter with Convergence, which also got a crazy buff. And we are rocking Colossal. Even though in this build we don't have the Gorilla Tag, we mainly care about the 12x for close enemies and the 2% X for each stack of Resolve. And we are able to keep our Resolve basically at all times, thanks to the Armored Hide, gaining us this Resolve every second. And then finally we are playing Convergence, which has also been buffed. Mercenary is gonna be our friend Subo with crit damage multipliers and Bloodthirst for more attack speed. So that's gonna be a pretty crazy build here, and I have this at the top of the tier list here. I'm not sure which Spiritborn build is going to end up the best. They changed so many numbers, but everything here has been buffed from the footage that you've seen. So I will show you the full 120 clear in just 10 minutes, the full run. And hope you enjoyed, guys. Quill Volley is back in the meta and eating good. Let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.